That's a rolling cloud bursting out, pouring down on the lost and found. The serious and delirious are cleaning up just to make a mess. Love is easy to find.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Tulsa Tempo podcast. My name is Amy, and I'm your hostess. We are coming to you from Blue Couch Studio, which is right across the street from the church studio here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It is a very brisk day here in Tulsa. That's why, hence the blanket on the legs. It is really cold. But the music on the Tunes at Noon was hot. Randy Brumley did a fantastic hour set, and he was kind enough to come over and visit with us on the podcast. So, Randy, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Thank you. So how much fun did you have today?
It was exciting because, actually I've been working at the church, volunteering as a docent there. And also I first started out playing the Tunes at Noon there. And, since I've been doing docentry, it's like, I'm kind of the default. When someone doesn't show up, they ask me to step in, and today that's what happened. And I was very pleased to do it
That's
because
great.
I hadn't got to play inside yet. I've played outside. I love the acoustics of the inside.
Yeah, that's a great room. So now I know you have a little bit of a history with the church, prior, to becoming a docent.
Right.
So tell me about that.
Well, we recorded. I had a band called Square Force that recorded there in the mid '80s. We did an album, and we actually used to rehearse there. It was kind of an interim period where Steve Ripley hadn't bought it yet, and Leon had already sold it, and I don't really know who owned it at the time, but it was kind of our headquarters for a while. We practiced there, did photo shoots, and
how cool,
recorded demos. And actually, even before that, when Leon sold it to the Tulsa Indian Council of Drug Abuse, they did shows there, and they had the studio at that time had like mirrors around it and a ballet bar, and it was sort of like a creative space.
Yeah.
And we actually did a rock opera. It was called Paul. It was based on the life of Paul.
How cool.
From Paul of Tarsus. And I was in this ensemble that met there, and it was another place where we just gathered and rehearsed our show, and just great memories. When you're in an ensemble like that, it's just got like this family you meet and you have for a while, you know. And when that was over, there's this void though, but that spurred me to go on and get more into songwriting.
Nice.
And gear myself more towards songwriting for rock bands, and I formed a rock band shortly after that.
That's great. So you've been on the Tulsa scene your entire life, right? You are a Tulsa native, right?
Yes.
And when did you start playing music?
I was about 4 years old, and my dad put a guitar in my lap. It was just sort of the thing, my dad and mom played. My dad played every weekend on stage shows, on the radio and TV. There was a thriving country music scene in the 60s and 70s in Tulsa, and my dad was playing a lot back then. And plus everyone in the family, everyone played guitar and sang. That was just something you did in our family.
How cool. And you just kept it going from there, huh?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you played some original music today on your Tunes at Noon, and the first song that you played was Easy to Find, and then I have in parentheses Hard to Forget or Hard to Keep, right? I thought that was great, and I love that part that you said, that the one line about the double rainbow just for us.
Yeah.
I love that. That just hit me. As soon as you did it, I was like, oh, I love it.
That's a rolling cloud bursting out, pouring down on the lost and found. The serious and delirious are cleaning up just to make a mess. Love is easy to find. find. Yeah, but hard to keep. There's a man on the run, getting nothing done. Makes his wealth just to lie in bed. Shares his life with his lonely wife. The colors are faded now to black and white. Love is easy to find. Hard to keep. Love is easy to find. Yeah, but hard to keep. Better watch your guard. Keep your head in check. Keep your plans, all hearts on deck, as you sail your ship of dreams. Sail your ship of dreams. Whoa. That's a breaking cloud where the sun shines through. A double rainbow for me and you. The heavens lift, gives our souls a shift. Streets have a sheen and the city looks clean. Love is easy to find. Yeah, but hard to keep. Love is easy to find. Hard to keep, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa,
Can you tell me the story behind that song? What was your inspiration behind that? Because it was very beautiful. It was really beautiful.
Thank you. That song was very oddly conceived. One of the most oddly conceived songs I've ever written. I was listening to a song by somebody else, and I can't even remember the guy's name now, but he was going on about this song, about how hard it was to find love. And I was sort of arguing with him musically.
Oh.
Love is hard to find. I go, love is easy to find. And I was just kind of arguing back, and then this melody hit me, and I just continued with it and wrote this song about love is easy to find. It's hard to keep.
Mm-hmm.
And
wow.
And it's just been one of my songs I've been doing ever since.
Yeah. How long ago did you write that?
I think I wrote that in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. It's a beautiful song.
Even if you write something 100 years ago, if no one's heard it, it's new.
It's still new. Yeah, exactly. So, all right. And then the next song that you did, which I liked as well, was called The Water.
I need water, I'm so thirsty. I need water, I'm so dry. I need water to cleanse me. I need water to behold. River deep, a river wide, flowing from the inside. I need water to cleanse me. I need water to behold. I need water from the inside, flowing river roll, river deep, river wide, flowing from the inside. From within, water flowing in, a wellspring of life. No fear have I here in the depth of your spirit, and nothing to hide. Ooh. I'll bring you water when you need it. I'll bring you water when you're dry. I'll bring you water when you need it. I'll bring you water when you draw near me. River deep, river wide, flowing from the inside.
I heard you say that you did that, you wrote that with your rock band,
Right.
but now you do it solo. So tell me about that song.
Well, it was kind of conceived because it was like, ever since I was a kid, I had this sort of rhythm that I liked, sort of rhythm that I favored. I just like that, as a child. I just, rhythms and melodies would kind of come to you, and you just explore them and play with them. And I just thought, I should write a song based on that rhythm. And the whole idea of water, and it's really more of a spiritual theme, really, is what it is. It's, kind of a, I suppose, a worship song,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does it differ when you play it solo versus when you were doing it with the rock band?
Well,
I mean, obviously musically, but like when you, from your heart, do you have a different vibe when you play that when you're playing that with the rock band, or do you prefer the solo stuff? Because I remember you saying about you like to do solo because it's a little bit more pragmatic,
right.
So talk about that.
Yeah, it's fun to be with a band and the energy, and the parts are more assigned, and you have this specific sort of thing you're doing in this parameter. Whereas solo, it's like when I'm playing a song solo, it's like, how do I feel today? How do I want to present this?
Yeah.
Because I might feel a little more, and I might maybe change the dynamics in the middle of the song, maybe bring it down lower just to sort of get more intimate with it, And, that's the difference, I guess, between
between a band and solo. Yeah. Do you prefer you're doing solo gigs versus with
No, not really.
No?
There's disadvantages and advantages to both. I like the solo thing, but it does get kind of lonely. You're up there and kind of absorbing all the pressure yourself. If you have at least another guy or something like, okay, we're
to bounce off of,
But when I say pragmatic reasons for doing solo, is that it's easier to do it up. You don't have to call anybody and make sure that they can make the gig. You can say, yeah, I can do it, and you can do it, and kind of adapt to it really well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool. That's interesting. The next song that you played, which is another one that I just thought was so pretty, was Love Me Like Your Cell Phone. And I didn't expect it to be as, I always use this word, just whimsical, as I thought, because the title I thought was funny when we were talking before the show. I'm like, oh, lovely, that's kind of funny. But that was very pretty, and it told a really kind of a cool story. Meet me at the garden gate. I was like, oh.
Meet me by the garden gate. All I need is your smiling face. Spend a little time. We can relax our minds. Let's go to a secret place. Get away from this empty space. Live in analog time. it won't cost a dime. And you can love me like your cell phone. Take a walk in the garden with you. See and smell the flowers bloom. Just be with you without a point of view. I wanna see the moon come up as we watch the sun go down. Circles of light inside your eyes. I wish you'd hold me like you do your phone. Come back and get me when you leave me at home. Hold me like your cell phone. Come on, honey, let it go. Please turn off the electronic scroll. I texted your heart, I'm pleading with you. Give us a break from the social media and hold me like your cell phone. Moonlight shining through the trees. Spirit moves in a gentle breeze. Don't update your status. Take a hiatus. A little spiritual conversation about life and God's creation. You can receive it. You know you believe it. I wish you'd hold me like you do your phone. Come back and get me when you leave me at home. And hold me like your cell phone. Can you hear, can you hear, can you hear me now? My power is low, my connection is slow. Give me a charge like you do your phone. And hold me like your cell phone.
What was the inspiration behind that song?
I had a friend that had this idea for a song. Unfortunately, he passed away, but he said, I was playing in a band with a mutual friend, and he says, man, I got this idea for a song. And it was basically that. Love me, like, won't you love me like your cell phone? And usually something like that would go unheeded by me. I'd kind of, and it did for a long time. I didn't really take much notice of it. I realized he wanted me to write this song, and he had a few lyrics to give me, but I'm not one that really takes up a challenge like that very often. Usually when I do, you have mixed results, and it's sort of like, sometimes it can be just a distraction, you know? But one day I just picked up the guitar and I knew that I was playing the chords to that song. I knew that this is what that was supposed to be.
Wow.
And I just started writing, and I tried to find his lyrics, and he'd sent them to me in a text, and they had disappeared. They had gone into the
text oblivion.
Yes, into the ether, you know. And so I just kind of had to start. He gave me one line and he goes, it was, I wish you'd hold me like you do your phone. Come back and get me when you leave me at home. That's the only line that I managed to preserve that he gave me. And so I used that line. But that's
a love song. You know, it would, and I didn't expect it to be. I thought it was going to be just kind of one of those little quirky, kind of silly songs. But as I listen, I'm like, this is a love song. This is really pretty.
Yeah, it's an encouragement to, just put down the phone and let's
be in the present. Yeah.
Be in the analog days, like it was. You and me talking.
I love it.
Yeah.
I loved it. And the last song that you did, I have notes on this too. That was Woke myself up laughing.
I woke up this morning, I didn't have the blues. Woke up this morning, no, I didn't have the blues. I knew I was over that heartbreak. I knew I was over you when I woke myself up laughing. Couldn't stop it from happening. Woke myself up laughing today. Since she left, I cried myself to sleep. Tears drenched my lonely sheets. The way she said goodbye grieved me so. So if she hears this song, she'll know. Woke myself up laughing. Couldn't stop it from happening. Woke myself up laughing today. Listen, so many things make a grown man frown. Life can knock you on the ground. It's a triumph just to stand and smile. And I can do it with my own style. Woke myself up laughing. Couldn't stop it from happening. Woke myself up laughing today. Laughing even as I cry, chuckling at everything. The joy inside, yeah, the joy I feel inside. Woke myself up laughing. Couldn't stop it from happening. Woke myself up laughing today.
And you said that was a true story. So let me hear this true story.
Well, it was a heartbreak song, and I was going through a heartbreak, and devastating,
Oh.
And one morning, I just woke up laughing.
Huh.
And it was just like, I'm healed. This heartbreak is over. I just knew it and went to writing a song about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you think, what do you think? You think there was like otherworldly influence behind that, or that you had just grieved enough and finally just woke up and just said, that's enough?
Yeah.
And
both. Yeah. I think it's both, I think being a musician is, it's really a spiritual job more than anything, for me. It's you're chasing these intangible things, and you discover, like, I don't need to chase them. I just need to sit still and let them come to me, And that's what happens.
And that's always what happens.
Yeah.
It's like we talked about this before with other guests, it's like we're always out, trying to, hustle gigs, working with promoters, trying to keep our money right, working a day job and
Right.
all to do what we love, and we say sometimes that, that other stuff gets the best of us, but then when it comes time to perform or sit down and write a song or something comes into our mind in the middle of the night, we get up and we do it, we write that. And that's what music is all about. It heals,
Right.
We've had some losses in our music community recently. And somebody said to me, because it was a couple devastating the last quarter of 2024 was hard, for loss.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. And somebody said to me, that the music community grieves together, but the music community also heals together because music is the healer. And then, he said, so lean in, let us love you.
Yes.
And then when we lost another musician, I actually talked to his girlfriend about that, and I told her, I said, somebody told me this. I said, I'm going to say it to you. I'm like, just lean in, babe. We got you, and slowly but surely, everybody's healing. And it's, it's a really good feeling, even though we're kind of overwhelmed, with sadness sometimes, when people come out and we're playing this, singing these songs and hearing these incredible Tulsa musicians play, and we're doing it all just because we just love and miss this person so much, we just never want to forget.
Right.
And that's what I do you get that over at the church, with Leon, do you kind of feel that? Because I know I kind of feel that he's still there. I always kind of think he has like a watchful eye,
Right. Well, you can't help but think that. I mean, you're thinking about him all the time. Yeah. Well, Jesus said, when two or more are thinking about me, I'm there.
Yeah.
That might work for just everybody.
I think it does.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
The church is a wonderful place. There's so many good people there. It's been a life changer for me.
Yeah, tell me about that, because I know you talked a little bit about that to your audience. So let's dig into that, because that was really beautiful. What you said about your experiences there and how much you're loving it there. Now and in the second part, the reincarnation of the church, I guess.
Right.
So,
yeah, the music. You never get tired of music. I always love to play music, but I do get burnt out on the business side of it.
Yeah.
It's such a grind, and trying to find a gig, or it's just a lot of work, and it's easy to just get burnt out on. And I was to that point to where it's like, man, I don't care if I play another gig at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, because when you're young, it's like, I want to play this cool club. Oh, I can't wait. I always say, let me play there. And then you get to play there, and then finally, and then you look for another cool club that opens, and it's like, but after a while, it's like you realize, this is not really that fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of like at the point where, like, we used to, as a kid, when we used to swing on the swing, there was this term called "let the cat die." Right?
Yeah.
You just you'd stop.
Mm-hmm.
You just let
the
it
cat
die.
die. Yeah.
I was in that mode.
Uh-huh.
I was letting the cat die. And I saw where Johnny Molinex was going to be playing Tunes at Noon at the church. And I'm like, Johnny was a former student of mine, as a matter of fact. So I'm like, I want to play there. Yes, I want to play there. I was finally excited about playing somewhere.
Yeah.
And I did, and just met some cool people and the coolest vibe. And not only they pay you a stipend, but they also give you studio time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the coolest thing.
That's invaluable. Yeah.
And it's I don't know, it's I meet there in the daytime. It's a daytime thing. It's more of a, I don't know, it's just, maybe it's more wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
I like the wholesome feel of it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's all kinds of people there, and it's just a great vibe.
Yeah.
And just good people, loving people.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
I grew up in Tulsa. I'm steeped in the whole scene. My sister and Leon's first common law wife, Carla, were best friends in high school.
Oh my gosh.
And that's just one little connection that I have.
Yeah.
And then I realized when I started working as a docent there that I had a lot of stories and a lot of insight that had been sort of dormant that is now, coming out of me.
Yeah.
And I can talk music
Mhm.
all day long with
Yes,
people.
definitely. Yeah.
It's inspiring and just fun,
Mhm. Yeah, you said Johnny was a former student of yours. Are you a guitar teacher or?
Yeah, I taught for a little bit at Fiery Brothers Music. I worked
Oh,
there.
okay. Do you know Jeff Hale?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Jeff's a really, really good friend of mine. So
Yes.
yeah, he worked
He's a
there for a
great guy.
while. Yeah,
Wonderful
he
guy.
is. He's my tall, cool one.
Yeah.
That's what I call
Yes,
him.
he
Yeah.
is.
But yeah, he's a great guy. He comes and jams with us on Monday over at Ed's. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
good
I
dude.
say I taught Johnny. I mean, he didn't need much teaching. The only thing I really had to add to him was I taught him a little bit of finger style and
Mhm.
lap steel.
Ugh.
So,
Yeah, he'll
but
shred your face off.
I'm really proud of Johnny.
Isn't he doing great?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's doing so great. Yeah, we keep trying to get him on the show, but his schedule, I mean, he just gets so busy.
Yeah.
And, we just can't seem to, but he promised. He looked me in the face and he promised me. He calls me a Girl Scout, because I don't drink or do anything like that. He
Yeah.
says, "All right, Girl Scout, I'm looking you in the eye. I promise." So what other local musicians did you teach when you were over at Fiery?
Oh, nothing. I was mainly I taught kind of part-time. I was
Mhm.
mainly sales and, shipping and receiving, just
Okay,
duties of the store,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I heard you mention that you also you play at church.
Oh yeah, I played
Yeah.
at church for
Not the church
many years.
studio, but the
At
a church.
churches, yeah,
Yes. Okay.
played some churches and done that deal.
So how did you like that?
I liked it. It I learned some bad habits though. It was
Like what?
well, I was talking about that during the performance. It's like I've been playing music since I was a kid, and I've never had to read lyrics. I've always memorized lyrics, always memorized chords,
Yeah.
always knew it. When I started working in church, you
The
bring your little
iPad.
and
Yes.
you just kind of get used to having the music in front of you, and
It's like your whoopee, like the security blanket.
yeah, it's like a security blanket, and I don't like it, but it's like I say, it's a bad habit I learned in church.
That's kind of a funny place to learn a bad habit,
Right.
but so are you on social media at all? Do you have anything you want to
Yes, I
plug?
am.
Okay, fire away.
I'm on all the social media. Randy Brumley Music on Instagram, Randy Brumley Music on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm on TikTok. If TikTok's still
If
there,
it
hey, I'm
stays, yeah, I don't
TikToking with
know.
I get on there and TikTok with them. I don't have any problems with TikTok.
Do you have any regular gigs that you do around town?
I do. I'm scheduled to when the Mystic opens in Jinx.
Mhm.
I'm going to do a monthly happy hour there, the last Friday of
Nice.
every
Okay.
month. And
That's going to be a nice spot.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin and Amy are wonderful.
I love them so much. Yeah, they are top drawer people. I adore them.
Good people. And
And I can't wait till that opens. She actually showed me a floor plan, for that. And I'm so excited for her, and I saw them at the grocery store,
Yeah.
and we were talking. So, but I think they're just wonderful people. And I really think that place is just it's going to be another Maggie's, music box. It's going to be another really hot spot to have great live music.
Absolutely.
So, and that is so great that you get to do a happy hour there. How cool.
I know. I'm so glad. I'm also playing at Margaritaville.
At the
I don't have any
casino.
dates.
Mhm.
They just sort of let me know when they want me. But
Mhm. Do you like playing at the casino?
mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
The game changer for me was when I realized I could use valet parking.
For free.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, that takes a lot of the work out of it.
It does.
Because you have to walk a lot. You have to walk a lot.
Yeah, and then roll up to that. Are you on the volcano stage, right? You're in.
Yeah.
So that's a kind of a little cave.
Mhm.
I like that room though. I think that's a really cool room, and you can look out. So that's kind of neat that you play over there.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love playing music. Anywhere.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm really happy to meet you. I was so happy to see you perform today. And thank you for sharing your time and talent with us. We really appreciate you having you on the show. And we enjoyed your set over at the Tunes at Noon. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
So we look forward to seeing you again, too. Maybe a tour.
As well.
Yeah. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the Tulsa Tempo podcast from Blue Couch Studios, which is right across the street from the church studios. And if you haven't been over to the church studio for their Tunes at Noon, I highly suggest that you do it. They always have top-notch local Tulsa artists, and it is really a beautiful day. It's a beautiful facility. You can do a tour. You can have a cocktail. And we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.